I transform setbacks into success with 25 wealth-building habits that changed my life.
While I'm watching the sunrise and meditating. And you won't find me in the gym 2 hours a day starting at 4 a.m. doing pull-ups and bench pressing and deadlifting like I'm 20 years old, right? I stay up too late. I got bad knees, I lost my hair a long time ago, and I love cookies. And I've made a lot of mistakes with money over the last 30 years. But I've done a few things right, and I've been able to build some wealth because of a few tiny habits. I've gone from a negative $30,000 net worth to a 7-figure net worth in about 20 years. So in this video, I'm going to give you 25 tiny habits that made me rich. Guys, the first tiny habit is I manage my time well. Every single day, I write down what I want to accomplish for that day, and I mark it off as I accomplish it. These tiny little accomplishments, they add up. I figure like this, guys. If I can't manage my time, then I'm going to have a hard time managing my money. Another tiny habit is I've done 391 written monthly budgets in a row. I do a zero-based written budget every single month since August of 1992. Now, another tiny habit is I don't use credit cards. I haven't used credit cards since about 2011. So I only spend the money that I actually have. Also, I'm in the habit of delaying gratification. I have no desire whatsoever to get rich quick. Why? Because I respect the process of building wealth. So I'm just in the habit of saving for everything that I want. So again, I don't buy anything unless I have the money. Speaking of saving for everything that I want, I always buy all of my cars cash. And I haven't had a car payment in about 13 years. I also figure my net worth out at least 2 times a year, every single year, at least for the past 15 years. So at least twice a year, I'm accountable to myself to go and look at the assets that I have versus the liabilities that I have. And I try to raise those assets and lower those liabilities. Now, speaking of liabilities, another tiny habit that I have is I only carry debt on things that's going up in value, like real estate. I don't rent or lease anything or buy anything on payments. And I'm in the tiny habit of reading. I read about 12 to 15 books per year, but all of them are not about money. I like history and I like biographies. I just so happen to right now be reading a money book. I'm currently reading a book called The Little Book of Common Sense by John Bogle. He's the person who started the company that we know today called Vanguard. Now, as I mentioned moments ago, I own rental properties. Look, real estate has made more millionaires than almost anything ever in the history of mankind. So about 25 years ago, I said, why not buy some real estate? So I started buying rental properties. I'm also in the habit of running my home like a business. Let me explain. My budget is my monthly income statement or profit loss statement. My net worth statement that I told you I do 2 times a year, that's like my balance sheet because it records my assets and my liabilities. And every single month, I want as much profit as possible. Well, how do I get profit? My profit in my household is the amount of money that's left over after all expenses are paid every single month. The goal is to have as much profit as possible, just like a business. So I strongly believe that my first and most important business is my 4 walls. Another tiny habit that made me rich was I contribute to my job's retirement plan every single time I get paid. And I never borrow from it, ever, since 1994. I'm just in the habit of never touching the money that I've earmarked for my future because the best person who's going to take care of the old me is the young me. Another tiny habit I have is I keep multiple streams of income. I get earned income from a job, but I also get dividend income from investments, rental income from those rental properties I mentioned, royalty income from a couple of books that I've written that are on Amazon right now, and I get profit income from a business. One source of income is a huge risk that I don't want to take. Now, another tiny habit that made me rich was the really important habit of automating my investments into my job's retirement plan, as well as any brokerage accounts I have. Look, if I can eliminate one step out of the investing process, why not cut me out of it? In other words, remove the notion that I have to every single time I get paid or once a month, remember to go in and invest money. Why not just do it automatically so I don't have to rely on my forgetfulness? I just automatically invest. It's just way simpler. Another tiny habit is keeping some cash on hand for emergencies, right? Sort of just in case money. Look, for me, for a lot of years, it was only $1,000 that I had just in case. And I can tell you that over the course of the last 20 or 30 years, it's kept me from borrowing money or getting in trouble with money or not having some money probably a couple of dozen times. Now, another tiny habit I've had over the last 30 years is I tithe to my church and I give and help other people as much as possible. That keeps me grateful and it keeps me humble and focused on giving back instead of always taking and taking. Look, it's no coincidence that over the last 30 years, the more I give, the more I get. Now, another tiny habit is I self-educate when it comes to money or investments or growing wealth. It's nobody's job on this planet to teach me about money. If I don't understand it, I go learn it. The world is not designed to bend to whatever I need or whatever I think I want. If I want something, I got to go out and get it. Self-improvement, self-learning, huge. Speaking of huge, I was taught from a very young age to always take really good care of whatever I have. And I learned that the better I manage the stuff I have, the less I have to pay to replace the stuff that I messed up. Saves me money and also helps me be grateful for all the things that I have, even the little things. Just managing my things well. Now, another tiny habit that helped me become rich is not worrying about the things that I cannot control and focusing my energy on the things that I do control, right? I control the money I get, I control how I manage the money I get, and I control the expenses that I have, the money that I send out. Those are the things that take most of my energy and attention and time. Trust me, over the years, that's reduced a lot of the stress and anxiety in my life. Just that concept alone. Now, I'm also in the habit of getting money out of cash as soon as possible. So I have a habit of taking depreciating cash, and I call it depreciating because inflation is eating away at it every minute of the day. So I'm in the habit of taking this depreciating cash and immediately flipping it into something going up in value instead of something going down in value. So in other words, I take money, I go invest it. I take money, I go buy real estate. I take money, I improve real estate. I take money and I do something that's going to be beneficial for it to grow right away, right? Because I want money to flow like currency. When money moves, money grows. Now, another habit that has helped me become rich is I don't have overly expensive taste. Not to say that I don't like nice things. I like nice things, quality things. But I've learned not to tie my happiness or joy to stuff or to the cost of stuff. Look, I can have a whole lot of fun for free. I can enjoy the $2 pair of fresh smelling brand new socks the same as I can enjoy the $300 pair of shoes, because money doesn't make me. And because money doesn't make me, money can never break me. Money only has the power that I give to it. So in my life, I have the tiny habit of keeping money in its proper perspective. Now, another tiny habit that I have is I talk other people up, and I'm sure to always cheer other people on. My goal is to fill up other people's cup, because I know that if I fill up their cup, put my cup right next to it, some of that overflow is going to get in my cup as well. Now, I'm also in the habit of thinking long-term with money. Short-term thinking is what kept me broke for the first 30 years of my life. Now, another tiny habit I have that's helped me become rich is I try to stay positive in situations, the silver lining to every cloud. I realize that we live in such a negative world that having genuine optimism is a real competitive advantage. Hey, I know that I can win half the battle if I just have a positive mindset. And I exercise regularly. What is good wealth without good health? I try to eat healthy. I try to do some form of exercise every single day, even if it's just walking outside, and only drinking water and making sure that what I put into my body, there's some thought behind it. I don't spend a lot of money on stuff, but I do tend to splurge on eating right. and eating good food, organic food, or what have you, right? Nutrition. Now, I'm not perfect, like I said earlier. I like my cookies, but I do my best. And I don't beat myself up if I make a mistake with my health here and there. And finally, I've developed the habit over the years of not mixing emotions with money, keeping them separate. I try to stay as logical as possible with financial decisions and with investing choices. Because when you mix emotion with money, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a bad result. So there you have it, guys. That's 25 tiny habits that made me rich. Hey guys, as soon as I realized that the economy was not what was messed up, it was my economy that was really messed up. Things got better. Now, how did I fix my own personal financial economy? Through these 25 tiny habits that made me rich that I shared with you in this video. Hey, if you got value from this video, do me a favor, smash that like button below. And more importantly, share this video with your network of people. And also drop me a comment below. I want to hear from you. What is one little tiny habit that has helped you build some wealth? Guys, take good care of people, but remember to take care of yourself because you're people too. Until the next video, peace.